Thank you for tuning into this Sunday afternoon 2K Sports edition of the NBA. With Doris Burke from the sideline, on my side, Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg. This is Kevin Harlan. And now we take a brief check at the matchups. Our starting five for both teams. First, for Dallas, J.J. Barea is out there with Matthews. And standing 6'11" out of Kentucky, the explosive shot blocker Nerlens Noel. Locking down the middle. He's thrilled for this one. Everyone will be watching now how he does in his first NBA official game. Then there's Harrison Barnes. And it's Nowitzki in at the 4 slot. And looking at the Thunder, Russell Westbrook out there with Roberson. And at the center position out of New Zealand and the University of Pittsburgh, 6'11" pivot, Steven Adams. What a tremendous talent, getting ready for his first NBA appearance. Then it's Paul George, and it's Patterson in at the 4-man position.
It was a rough year for the Mavs and their fans. The first time since 2012 the Mavericks found themselves out of the playoffs. A big reason why was they couldn't get the wins they needed on the road.
And so off the tip, it's Oklahoma City. And here's Westbrook. Up off the screen. Oh! Nasty. Absolutely filthy.
And the building is stunned, partner. He dug deep into his bag of tricks there.
Well, I hope he keeps that one handy. I want to see that again.
And so it's the Thunder getting on the board first. Now the pass to Barnes. Shot clock at 6. From deep. Can't get it to go.
He was really tightly guarded there. I'm not sure about that shot selection.
And George, here we go. And that one is stuffed right through.
With that reverse jam, the fans got a little extra show there.
That one definitely had something, you're right, extra on it.
That was one of those 3 or 4 plays that you see every night in an NBA game that just leaves you in awe.
Now the Mavericks with it. 4-point game. Barea dishes to Nowitzki. And it's sent back by George. Pass to Roberson. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2.
Put together a great team, fans can get a little wild. When you put together a great team that's exciting to watch too, then they really get wild. And that's what you have to deal with when you go to Oklahoma City. A great team with terrific fans.
And back to these great fans in Oklahoma City. They hosted the Hornets for 1 season in the aftermath of Hurricane Katrina, you recall. And Steve really showed what a great crowd they could be for a team.
Kevin, I agree, and I think that season when they hosted the Hornets, I think that showed the league that Oklahoma City was ready to become a franchise, and that's why the move from Seattle to Oklahoma City was allowed by the league, because the city had proven that they would support the club.
The Thunder have not yet made a free throw in the game, 0-2 so far. And the Mavericks with some changes. Powell's checked in, and Curry subbed in for Dirk Nowitzki. And so he makes both from the line.
He's a dead eye at the line, fellas. Just call him automatic. He doesn't miss many of those.
Curry with it. Guarded now by Patrick Patterson. Here's Harris. Dallas again missing. Thunder off to a quick start here. Outside, George. George gets a screen from Patterson. And it is good at the buzzer. Wow!
And an ideal finish to the quarter for them as he drains it at the buzzer.
Boy, I like the fact he didn't rush it at all. Fantastic shot.
Yeah. And now the second quarter just getting set to start.
Hey, you really can't say the Mavericks were a bad team last year. They were just a little below par compared to what we've been accustomed to. They just were not nearly as deadly offensively, and that's always a recipe for struggles in the West.
Well, those chances are almost always 2 points for him. I guess the defense did what it had to do to bother him. Nice job again that time to add to their lead. I'll tell you what, they're doing everything right at this moment.
They're playing steadily in all aspects of the game, Steve. You're exactly right.
And for the Mavs against the rest of the West, as you were just talking about, Clark, they went 24-28 against the rest of the conference. And while that is all right, Steve, it's not going to get you into the playoffs.
Not with the depth of this conference, Kevin. And I think you have to be at least 500 this year against the West to get in. The Mavs know this, and they've been a perennial playoff team for a long time. They just couldn't quite get everything together last season.
He feeds it to Harris. Wesley Matthews on the wing. 6 to shoot. And good coming on the assist from Devin Harris.
Well, we'll see if that shot breaks things open a little bit. It's been a slow start.
Hopefully that gets them on the right track here, Steve.
The Thunder leading by 9.
Well, you could see it at the start of the season. Oklahoma City was being driven by falling short in the 2012 finals. Their focus was on being the best team in the West, and they jumped on that goal right from the start.
And count it, the shot is good. He'll go to the free throw line.
Well, the drive to the bucket was nice, but how about the finger roll finish? Beautiful.
Dallas making a switch here. And for the Thunder, the second best regular season record in the league last season, Steve, at 60-22.
Well, and they had the best point differential in the league, Kevin, which I think is probably the best barometer in terms of how well you're playing. But clearly the Westbrook injury in the first round of the playoffs against Houston just completely took the wind out of their sails. And I would look for Oklahoma City to be back this year. With everybody healthy, they'll have a chip on their shoulders. They want to get back to the finals this year.
Dallas making a switch here. Harris is checked in.
Oh, yeah, he had not established position.
You know, I prefer the refs to whistle with a block when in doubt. I thought that was a good call there.
You know, it doesn't show up in the box score, guys, but he's one of the best in the league at taking charges.
Sometimes even more valuable than a block or a steal, you get the ball and chalk up a foul the other way. It's not pretty, doesn't necessarily show up in the box score, but it helps you win.
Dirk Nowitzki, he's checked in for Dallas. Patterson gets a screen from Adams. And Patterson kicks to Adams. And he goes strong with the one-handed jam. An indication there of why the scoreboard looks like it does. Very passive defense.
But the finish was anything but passive.
No, he hammered that down, Clark. Superb above the rim action.
Here's Harris, following the score by Oklahoma City. Lets the three fly. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. Westbrook passes to Roberson. He dishes it to Patterson. He kicks to Westbrook. Got it off in time. Got it off in time, but it's no good. And we finished one half of basketball. Thunder lead by 6. And coming up after the break, it'll be Damon Bruce breaking down all the highlights from the first half of play.
Now, presented by Sprint.
Hi and welcome. Halftime report coming your way with an excellent game going on in Oklahoma City. The Thunder doing well so far. With 2 quarters left to play, they've been an offensive juggernaut, scoring with impunity. Some great work out there by Paul George. He's got 7 points and also helped out with 2 rebounds. And for the Mavericks, they're still gutting it out. Hard to find a lot to like about their performance so far. They'll need to pay much better attention in the second half to the details. The details. Harrison Barnes with a disappointing first half. Not many positives for him so far. Just 1 bucket from the floor. And that's all we got for you here in the studio. Time to send you back out to Kevin, Steve, Clark, and Doris for the start of the second half.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
Welcome back, everyone. The second half about to get underway, and it's been a close one so far. Paul George really making a difference here.
It didn't take long to see what kind of game he was going to have today. He came out very aggressively and had a terrific first half.
You know, you look at his shot chart, it's all graped up. I mean, he's right at the rim. He's driving the lane again and again.
Now the dish to Patterson. George. Left side, George. And Patterson kicks to Westbrook. Back to Patterson. Oklahoma City moving it around. Oklahoma City needs to get off a shot. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Patterson's got the first basket of the second half here for Oklahoma City. Mavericks trailed by 9.
You know, so much has been said about the Oklahoma City home court advantage, and for good reason. I mean, you can feel it and hear it like a college atmosphere.
That's a good point. Nowitzki. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
And that's a really deft touch right there, guys.
And he just guided that ball back up and in. Just a fingertip touch on the ball.
Really well done.
Yeah, you don't need to catch it and gather and try to go back up if you've got that type of angle. And he really took advantage.
Right back to what you said. Not only can you hear it when they are here, you can literally feel it. The rumbling, Steve, when you first come out of the tunnel is amazing.
Well, the Thunder have a fantastic team, Kevin, and you know they've been good the last few years, but you don't go 34-7 at home like they did last season without a significant advantage coming from the crowd, and I think that's been the case here. The crowd is loud and active and fired up every single night.
And the Thunder pushing it up now. And it's not possible what we just thought. Is that possible?
Not improbable, but it is possible, partner.
It's possible. Not probable. It is possible. I don't know what all that meant, but you're right, Clark.
Here's Barea. Softly drops in the floater. Barea's got his first 2 points.
Looked like he more than showed the...
Wow.
Oh, free points right there at the end of the quarter.
Well, only about 1 in 50 of those go down, but that's why you chuck them up there. You want to give yourself a chance.
Well, through 3 quarters of play, down double digits, it may be difficult to overcome. Oklahoma City out in front. They lead by 13. And right after this, we'll bring you the start of the final quarter right here on 2K Sports. And thanks again for joining us. Let's see what happens here in the fourth. And a moment to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from for the Thunder.
So far, they've turned in a fantastic performance from the three-point line. It's been a weapon all game.
The other thing that jumps out to me is just the big number of assists they've had. The offensive efficiency has been a major factor.
And the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance for a three-point play.
You know, that's one way he can finish, but not the only way. He's got a lot of tricks up his sleeve.
Mavericks trailed by 16. Number 1. He's covered by Westbrook. And the foul called on Russell Westbrook. That is his first foul of the game. Barnes dishes to Nowitzki. Unloads from 13. And he hits the jumper for 2.
You know, he's got a quick trigger from that range when he senses that the defense has backed off.
The Thunder leading by 14. And Roberson kicks to George. George double teamed. Here's Roberson. And again, Oklahoma City with the triple.
They're getting a bunch of their points outside of the paint. 3 of their last 5 buckets are from three-point range.
But the defense isn't making them earn it. I mean, those shots have just come on easy, open looks.
Roberson's gone 1 of 2, shooting from 3. That's out of bounds. Dallas will retain possession. And the Mavericks with some changes. Powell's checked in. And Barea subbed in for Harrison Barnes. They set the pick. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Powell. And there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
Well, their offense has kicked into gear, but it seems to have arrived a little bit too late.
And as a coach, that can really be frustrating. I mean, your guys were stumbling along for most of the game, and now, when it's basically over, they finally decide to come alive.
Westbrook drives in. Patterson defended by Powell. George double teamed. Back to Patterson. Fast break Dallas. Curry leading the charge. Number 1. Good, and Curry gets the assist.
Boy, he made a nice little bounce pass there. We call that the pocket pass, and he did it well.
Oklahoma City's gone 4-6 from outside the arc tonight. Here's what. Oh!
Are you kidding me? That was a power punch right there.
Oh, great.
Well, this is going to seal the deal. They've really exploded here to the finish line.
You know, once they sniffed out that blood in the water, the killer instinct came right out.
27 seconds left here in the fourth quarter.
Well, it looks like their comeback hopes are out the window. I think this lead is safe now.
Yep, this one's a done deal.
Got a piece of it. Stolen by Westbrook. And finishes it off with a one-handed jam.
Just a little bit more for these fans to cheer about as they get ready to celebrate the win.
Well, they can already start to celebrate, Steve, and they should let their team hear it. They were good.
8 seconds left to play in the final quarter. And the officials call goaltending, so they'll award the basket.
He didn't get to that one quite in time, Kevin. Those can be tough to gauge sometimes.
A lot of noise coming from these fans. Pretty unhappy with that call.
Well, you know, we've got a lot of amateur officials in the crowd, and not one of them liked it.
A 3 off the inbound. Misses there. So no problem for Oklahoma City as they get the win. They put on a show tonight, thoroughly controlling each end of the floor.
Hey, what more can you ask?
And that'll do it for Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke. This is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. And now we present the Jordan Player of the Game, Paul George.